ultimately the goal, right, is that we're supposed to get help make you guys comfortable migrating your Nightscout site from the current database backend of MLab to
Not tonight.
Atlas.
Not
No,
tonight.
no, that's what we're moving to, right? That's the goal. So this is the first step in that. First step is to get your Nightscout updated. That way you'll have the best compatibility and migration experience. So you want to make sure your Nightscout site has been updated to the latest version, which I believe on the master branch is 14.0.6. So there are a couple videos on how to do this. There's Katie has a video of what she calls a super easy way to do it. That is essentially going to, which I'll show you how to do in a sec, or we'll just play the video and you guys can move along this method. But there's two ways. There's the delete your repository in GitHub, just make it go away, and then make it again. And that requires you to reconnect it back up into Heroku so that everything's all synced up and then deploy. And then the other option is to update your existing copy of what Katie likes to call the recipe book of Nightscout in your GitHub, and just update that one. Just update it, not have to delete it and bring it back. The reason why Katie suggests deleting is sometimes you get weird errors when you try to merge. If your Nightscout site's really old, you won't have a high likelihood that when you try to merge all the updates into your version, your old version, things might get a little wonky. So just like delete it and start over, kind of gets rid of all those potential questions that come up. But I'll show you the way I do it, which is using the updating your stuff in GitHub. Now my account is updated already. So is there anyone out there who wants to share their screen and either I click for you or walk you through clicking so we can update your copy of Nightscout. What that requires is that you guys have to have your you need to know how to log into GitHub. So hopefully you have those credentials. I can post links in the chat if you need to figure out how to get there. But log into GitHub and you know how to log into Heroku. Okay. If anyone doesn't know how to log into GitHub or Heroku, go find your passwords. Hopefully you have them in a password manager, or try to log in now so that you can just reset your password with the link and stuff. So you can use mine. I was just in the process of updating. Well, how far did you get, Rachel? Okay. We can use yours. That's cool. All right. Rachel, are you using a Mac or a PC? You can unmute, or I can unmute you. You forked the master. Okay, cool. Mac. All right. So a couple things. Let me share my screen real fast on this. If you guys want me to, if you want to share your screen at some point in this process, I'll post this link in the chat. Where's the chat? Where'd it go? Sharing screen in Zoom on a Mac. All right. So if you're on a Mac, you need a way to, there's a screen on the bottom there that allows you to give permission for Zoom to share your screen, to show your screen when you share it. So if you're thinking I may need some help, we'll come back to this if you end up needing help. I'm just letting you know that if you try to share your screen during this process, this meeting, you may get prompted with a screen that looks like this, a security and privacy window in the, what's it called, system preferences. And you'll have to check this box next to Zoom to allow screen recording. You can see there on the left. Now, for some of you, this is not, you're not going to be able to click it. It's going to be like a grayed out box right here. So you'll have to unlock it down here. So I'll bring this up again if we need to. So Rachel, if you tried to share your screen and then get this, then that you'll need to unlock this, enter your password and check this box. All right. So let's just wing it. We're just going to help you guys get updated with Nightscout. Before I grab Rachel's screen though, there's a couple things you can look at. If you're not sure how to find or how to know if your GitHub's updated, I want to show you guys this updater tool. Inside your Nightscout site, oops, I should have entered those carbs, looks like. I gave her a couple carbs of honey, oops. That's right, she'll just go shooting up here while we're watching. Okay, so you'll hit the menu, the little 3 lines. Actually, quick question, Joanne, is this really small because my screen's really big? Should I make this bigger?
It's not that small.
Not that small. Okay. If
It's not
someone says they
readable.
can't see it, I can make it bigger. I'll just lower my resolution. All right. So you click the 3 lines for the menu, and at the very bottom, you can see version is 14.0.6, 14.0.6, right? So that tells you your version. If you're in this meeting, you probably don't have a 14 in front. If your version is not 14.06 or a bigger number like 7, if you're using dev, then you are in the right place. If you have 14.06 already, you can hang out if you want. If you just want to hang out with someone because you're like secluding yourself at home, that's fine. At the very bottom, there's a couple of links here, and one of them says check for updates. This is a good tool to use. You can do this from your phone in the Nightscout app, the Nightscout X app, or just in the browser here. And you click check for updates. It'll open a new window to this nightscout.github.io page. And you'll have to enter your, you have to be you'll have to be logged into your GitHub account. And you notice there's a link here. It says logged into your GitHub account. If you click on it, it'll take you to GitHub and ask you to log in. And lucky for me, I'm logged in. I can see my little picture in the top here and some of my pull requests. So I'm going to type my GitHub username, if I remember it. I think I do. And say check for updates. And for me, it says it's found and my repository is up to date. So that's boring, right? Because sorry, I can't show you that I need an update. But if you weren't up to date, it would tell you right here. And then it could help walk you through the steps on how to do this. So let's switch over to Rachel now. Let me find you in the list here, Rachel. Make sure you can share. Rachel, you can unmute too. That's fine. Ask to start. Nope, that's not what I want. Can you share, Rachel? Are you allowed to share or no?
Host disabled attendee.
Okay.
Screen sharing.
Ask to start video. I'm gonna have to make you. Can you make Rachel a co-host? I guess it's probably a security thing, which is fine. Or you can allow people to share. I guess, Joanne, if we feel like we have a safe group. Share screen. I just did it. Look at that. Haha. Allow participants to share screen. Okay, behave yourself, people, or I'll turn it back off again. All right, Rachel, go ahead and share your. I'll stop sharing. That would be nice. Huh? There we go. Do I have a little child breaking into my room? I do. Do you want to come sit with us while we update Nightscout, Jana? Okay. All right. This is how low stress updating Nightscout should be. Okay,
Hi,
Rachel, go ahead
Jana.
and share your. We're not doing Atlas, by the way, Gail. We're just doing Nightscout. But we can talk about the Atlas process if you'd like. Oh, it is bedtime. Sorry, Jana. So yeah. But we can do Atlas. We can talk about it a little bit if we have time. Rachel, are you able to share your screen now?
Yep, I'm working on it.
Okay, cool. You doing the allow and all that fun stuff we just talked about?
It says Zoom will not be able to record.
It's okay. Ignore it. It's lying to you. It'll be
so
fine.
quit. So later?
No, later. Yeah, do it later.
Okay.
Don't believe what it's telling you. Cass crushed it. Yes, Gail nailed it.
Okay, there. Is it working?
I think, and we'll see. Why is Nightscout called Licorice? So confusing. So each update, there we go. Thank you, Rachel. Each update gets a name. Android does the same thing. Your little mobile phone does operating system. Every update gets a name. The first letter changes with every time it updates. So they just go down the list of the alphabet, and they name it after a dessert of some kind. So licorice is the name for this one. I don't have my phone on me, but okay. All right, so good. You're in Heroku. That's fantastic. Would you go to your Nightscout site real quick? I'll walk people from the beginning. I know you've already updated your. Have you updated master already?
So I was on 14.0.3 and
Okay.
I was going through Katie's video of deleting, so hopefully.
Have you deleted it yet?
Yes, but I see it's still got his current number. Don't judge.
No, you're fine. We're coming off of catch up. Yes, thank you, Joey. Okay, so is your Nightscout updated then? You just forked it again?
Yep, I just.
Okay, so let's go. Since you're here, we'll just show them where did you go. So you can see in Katie's video, you get to your repository there. Like she's in her, see your username RJHAN. Oh, sorry. Yeah, there's your Nightscout site. You can kind of see that. You go ahead and show your version. That way people can see. Yeah, click the menu there. Go down the bottom. And it says 1403. So Rachel's like close to like being on the latest version. She's on 14 at least, but not quite there. So if you and you said you just reforked it, so we can't do the check for updates, so that's fine. All right, so go back to your you check there. There was an error. How funny. Oh, you were using your email address.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. I did it.
It didn't.
So you gave up and went with Katie's delete method. Okay. Oop.
I did. Is that bad?
You stopped sharing. No, it's fine. That's fine. Looks like you stopped sharing.
Here we go.
Cool. All right. So in your GitHub. Oh, you're sharing your whiteboard. Did you try sharing again? You can stop and
stop. Share.
The names are in the CGM and the cloud group on Facebook is the easiest way to find it. Okay. So, all right. So yours is already updated here. So, let's see. Let me,
Want me to delete?
No, you're okay. You want to delete it again and show them how to do it since you just did it?
I can.
Because you're a pro. All right. So, so in this method, this is just kind of wiping the slate clean. So you got to get to your repository. You can see that she's already in the CGM remote monitor and go to the settings. And where you go all the way down to the bottom, right? The danger zone.
The danger zone.
So if you guys are logged into GitHub, get to your CGM remote monitor repository. If you need help doing that, post in the chat there, and we'll back up a step. But you go down to the danger zone down here, and it says delete this repository. If you do that, go ahead and click it. It'll ask you to type all of that nonsense there, her like username and then / CGM remote monitor. So you can either type it or you can copy and paste. All right, I see a help. Cool. We'll come do that in a second. And then you can delete. All right, let me post in the chat here. So so Tim, if you go to, let me put the link in here, just github.com. Here's in the chat. You should be able to log in. If you're not logged in, please do so. And then you should see, you'll be on the homepage there. You should be able to see your, you can click on the top right. Rachel, see yours? You have on the top right, you have like an orange icon with a drop-down arrow, your profile picture. Do you see that?
Yep.
So click on that real quick. So if you guys, once you guys get logged into GitHub, if nothing else, like github.com, which is where Rachel is right now, you should be able to see your repositories on the left. But if for some reason you still can't figure out how to get here, you can click on your picture on the top right and you can go to your repositories. Go ahead and click on your repositories. There you go. And then this is your list. She's got loop follow and loop, and she doesn't have CGM remote monitor because she just deleted it, because that's what happens. So we'll show you how it'll come back here in a second. All right, so now if you go to, let me find Nightscout. There we go. If you go to github.com, there's Nightscout CGM remote monitor. You searched for it. That's lovely. Look at that. You can use the search, and you can just type Nightscout, and it'll probably come up. But you can go ahead and click on that. And I'll post the link in the chat here. What you really want to do is go here if you get lost. So I put it in the chat as CGM remote monitor is the same website there that Rachel's on. And so what Rachel did is she removed her copy, her fork of CGM remote monitor, which is Nightscout, from her copy, her little cookbook list. So now she's just going to go to the top right here and fork it again. Let's go ahead and click fork on the top right. And it doesn't really look like a fork, but fork in the road is more what you got to think. It looks more like that, like a fork in the road, not like an actual like fork you're eating with. There we go. Now she has her own copy. You can see by the URL, the address at the top says github.com/rjhansen8/CGM remote monitor. And you can see the top left area there. She's got her own copy. This is now Rachel's copy of Nightscout, which is updated because she got rid of the old one and grabbed the current one. All right, we'll just wait here a second. All right, so we skipped a couple of the early steps. That's okay because we're picking up where Rachel's at, but we went backwards a little bit. Is anyone lost? Can you guys anyone not get into GitHub or can't find your copy of Nightscout? All right, if you can't, I'll come back and I'll show you the other way to do it. We'll just finish the way Rachel's doing it right now. So if you just want to watch, that's fine because the rest of these steps you're still going to have to do. All right, so Rachel has a new copy of Nightscout in her GitHub repository. Now she's got to go over to Heroku. So go and go to Heroku. All right, so she's on Heroku.com and she's logged in. I hope you guys can figure out how to do that. If you can't, holler and we'll help get you in the right spot. But it's Heroku.com. There you can see the address at the top of her Chrome bar there. So it looks like GitHub's connected. It says GitHub connected. Go ahead and hit refresh and refresh this page. I don't think it's probably connected anymore. Usually when this is the downside of deleting your fork is it kind of disconnects you. Well, okay, go ahead and you can scroll down a bit. Let's see if it actually is connected. I'm pretty sure it's not. This happened in Katie's video too. So go down to manual deploy. And if you click on the name of this branch, go ahead and click on it. You shouldn't have to type anything here. So go ahead and type MAS to start typing the word master. Yeah, see, it's not in there. All right, so scroll back up a little bit to the middle section there where you have the disconnect button. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna disconnect your GitHub on the right there, that red one, yep. So disconnect your GitHub from Heroku, yep. And then you're logged into GitHub already, so it's gonna be easy. Now you're just gonna click the GitHub connect to GitHub right in the middle there, yep. Click it right there. And hopefully it responds. Sometimes it gets a little slow. Is it not liking you clicking on it?
No.
Go ahead and refresh the page. Oh wait, it should be a new window open. But go ahead and hit refresh and we'll make sure. There's a chance it opened up a new window that's behind this one, but go ahead and click on it. It's still angry, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there, I'm sorry, it's not. I keep thinking someone's gonna pop up. See how right below there, it says connect to GitHub? It has this new section here that has your name, RJ Hansen 8,
Yep.
and your repo name. So you can just type, there you go, it remembered. You can type CGM and click search, or you can type the whole thing, that's fine. Go ahead and click the search if you haven't already.
Connect.
Yep, and then we connect good after confirmed. Okay, now if you go down to the manual deploy section on the bottom, I see you, Gail. We'll come back to that in a sec. And now it says master. You can pick from a drop down there on the manual deploy section, but master is obviously the one you want. We don't need to be using dev or anything else that's going on in there. So master's good, and you just click deploy. So this is the longest part of the process, and you have to make sure you don't leave this window. So you can scroll down and kind of see the stuff's happening a little bit. So you'll see like the little dots there that are blinking, and this box has a bunch of text that's scrolling through it. You just got to wait for it to finish. And when it finishes, you'll see at the bottom that it'll say deployed successfully, and you can click the view button. So Gail, just briefly, you're saying that when you don't know how to get to your Nightscout site without going through Heroku. Is that what you're saying?
No, I do know how. I just type in the URL, but
Yeah.
I previously was going through Heroku and just clicked on that open app, and
Yeah.
for some reason I can't find it anymore since last night.
Oh, in Heroku?
Yeah.
It should be at the bottom of, let me see. We don't want Rachel to leave this page. That would be not helpful.
Yeah, I see mine's still at the top.
Top?
So
oh, yeah, top.
Like in my Heroku under my remote, like
so Rachel, you can scroll up safely.
It's up at the top.
So go ahead and scroll all the way up. There it is. See, it says open app. Is that what you're looking for, Gail? Should be the top right. Yeah, sure. We'll try to get one where we can start over from the first screen to do the update. We'll do that method next. So if you want to wait, it's totally fine. We'll just do it again.
Yeah, I think that's going to work.
I don't know who iPhone is though.
Oh, that's
What's your
Laura. I asked her.
Laura? Okay.
You all,
Cool.
you all ought to know that we may not start not letting you in unless we have a name.
I know my kids have to do that too. They're supposed to change their name before they get let into their
Yeah.
class meetings now.
Yeah.
And mine gets hard because if the kids want to change their name and I'm logged into that computer with my actual Zoom account, then that gets kind of a pain to change. I have to log back out. Build succeeded. That's a good sign there. You saw that text kind of fly by down there at the bottom. I'm just doing some cleanup stuff to make sure it all works.
And I think in Katie's video, she said that this part takes like 3 to 5 minutes, but I know for me it took longer.
Oh, longer? So mine was
Yeah.
pretty fast. There we go. There, Rachel's done. Good. It says deployed, and you see your app was successfully deployed. You can click view, go ahead. So now we have Nightscout. And if all goes well, you don't have to refresh anything. You can click on that menu, the 3 lines at the top there, and we'll see if it's now 1406 at the bottom. Yep. 1406. Congratulations. Now, a couple things just because I'm here. I don't like the blue AR2 dots. So if you click on the 3 dots next to your 24, see on the left, you have hours, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 underneath all the pills there, Rachel, underneath the time.
Yep.
Yeah, click on the 3 dots there and turn off the AR2 forecast. Oh, that makes me happy inside. Okay, there we go. Little things. It may not bother you, but it bothered me. So there you go. That's what you get. Okay, cool deal. Rachel's successful. Now, who wants to be... Oh, I only had the AR2 forecast on my Nightscout site. So if you click on the same 3 dot scale, you should be able to see the loop forecast. If you don't see loop forecast, then you got to go through your settings and compare it to loop docs. You're probably missing like one of the loop, I forget, loop specific variables there. Because you want to see that prediction. It's helpful. It's getting loaded into your system. You might as well see it. Okay. Who wants to be next? Who knows they need their okay, Gail, we can review that. I'll show you my stuff here in a second. How about that while we're waiting? Who wants to be the guinea pig now?
Okay, I'm gonna stop share.
Me, Tim Bailey. All right, Tim. You're welcome to unmute, sir, and
It's Tim and who? Tim and whom?
actually Kristin. Oh, even better.
There we go.
There we go.
All right, here I go. Sorry.
Cool.
I'm logged in under my husband's name, so.
That's okay. Are you on a Mac or a Windows machine doing
I have
this?
a Mac.
All right. So go ahead and attempt to share your screen. So at the bottom of the Zoom window, there should be like a green share screen button.
Got
And
it.
it's probably going to ask you, if you've never done Zoom before on that machine, no Zoom screen sharing. I'll probably ask you to do something, and I'll share what that, so everyone can follow along.
That one?
You're going to see something like this popping up on your screen there. And you'll need to make sure you can check the box next to zoom.us to allow screen recording.
All right, let's try this again here. You cannot start screen sharing with web system and is sharing.
Oh, is it because I'm
I don't know.
here? Go ahead and try again now that I'm not
All
sharing.
right.
Go ahead.
Eli's help. Am I doing the basic, advanced, or files?
Oh, gotcha. Basic's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do basic, and then you should have an option for one of your windows. It'll either share your Chrome window or the whole screen usually.
The whole window to the left.
It's not seeing the.
Hold on, my husband's trying to help me.
Sure.
Okay, there we go.
Perfect. Good job. Okay, so we'll do yours the I don't know, classic way, I guess. Can you open up your Nightscout site on another tab?
see.
Perfect.
Can you see all that?
Yep. So then on the top right, you have the 3 lines for the menu. Go ahead and click the menu and go down to the bottom and click the check for updates link. Little tiny at the very bottom. Check for updates. Good. Okay, now do you know your, looks like we can figure it out. Your GitHub username is, looks like it's Kristin M. Bailey. So type
Yeah.
Kristin M. Bailey in there. And then hit check for updates. And found you. That's good. And it says, look, there's an update. Now it gives you all these instructions. And it says you're going to create a pull request. Do not change the comparison to move Nightscout. Oh,
This does it automatically. I've
maybe
done,
they figured out a way to do it better.
yeah,
That
this
would
is
be
how I
great.
do it. You just
Okay. So go ahead and click the green continue updating GitHub. And again, it tells you the instructions yet again, which you can't keep in front of you because it's going to change the page. I always
Right.
find that hilarious. This really should open up in a new tab, honestly. Okay. They did. They were able to get it right. Oh my goodness. That's so much nicer. Okay, great. So now you do is scroll down. You used to have to swap those little the drop down list there. It says Kristin M. Bailey / so that's good. So you go all the way down to the bottom and you're going to find the button that says keep going. A lot of changes since your version 13. That's okay though. Hey, where'd it go? Did we skip it? Is that at the top and we
It's
missed
at
it?
the top. The-
Okay. It moves to the bottom after the second step, I guess. Go back up to the top there.
Hey, Kenny, I think we've got a lot of people at this level, so you might want to go real
little
slow
slower.
so they can do the same thing
Okay.
at the same.
So let's,
Okay.
there we go. Okay, so what we're going to do in a second, don't click it now, is that green create pull request button. So let's make sure those that are still kind of keep up. Thank you, Joanne. Go to your Nightscout site like Kristin did and click the menu and go down and click check for updates. If anyone's lost on that step,
If you're lost,
know.
unmute and say I'm on.
yeah, you can unmute and talk. It's fine.
We're good.
There's no special guest that we're interrupting right now.
So unless you're lost, Kenny's going to go on ahead.
Yep, I'll give you guys a second. Okay, so again, you've opened up your Nightscout site. You went to menu and go down to the bottom, say check for updates, and then type in your GitHub username. And you've clicked the green button that Kristin clicked. So now you're on a screen that looks like this, where you have the base repository that says yours, like Kristin's is there. And then this says head repository. And you have a nice green able to merge there, that top section there. So now we're going to go ahead and click the green button. Go ahead, Kristin. Click the create pull request. Yep. And what this is going to do is going to merge all your stuff in, the newest updates into your copy. So you can just type, I don't know, NS14, Nightscout 14. I don't know. It's Nightscout update. What do you care? And then create pull request at the bottom down there. It's really more for you, but you don't really care. You know you're updating Nightscout because it's the only reason you'd be in here, right?
Right.
Okay, so now you've named it, you've clicked create, and now if you scroll down a bit, you should see again a summary of what's going to happen, and you get all the way down to the bottom to confirm the pull request. So if you were like doing your own building of code, which I know none of you are, you would be looking through these and make sure these are the things you wanted to pull in. But you don't really care. You're going to go to the bottom and you're going to say merge pull request. There's no angry things here. There's no yellow or red things that say, wait, so unclick merge. And then again, you feel like you just clicked it, but you need to do it again. So confirm the merge. And now it's actually merging. So now it's finally pulling in the changes. And now you'll see the very top left, you see it says merge now. See the purple merged up there?
Okay.
That's what you guys should see. If any of you got stuck on these series of clicks right here, sometimes the system will have like an orange, see something like CLI updating, or like it's trying to do some code checks. So Clayton, if you are on 1406, you're good. You could try to do this, but you'd get stuck because you wouldn't need to update. Wouldn't hurt anything, but yeah. Okay, if anyone gets stuck here, my Nightscout says it's up to date, but version is 0.11. Well, that's obviously not right? Okay, interesting. So it says So what that may mean, Miranda, is that your GitHub is up to date, but you forgot to deploy it. You forgot to actually do the installation part. Because what we just did right here is Kristin pulled in the code and updated her GitHub, but the GitHub code now needs to be pushed into Heroku, which is actually where the website lives. So you can do this next step with us, okay, Miranda, and we'll see what happens. It's not going to hurt anything.
Okay, I think I did. I missed the deploy.
Yeah, so that's okay. That's what we're doing next, so no problem. All right, so now the trick is to go to Heroku. Do you know how to get to Heroku, Kristin? Open up a new tab and type Heroku, H-E-R. There it is. Look at that. OKU. And you're already logged in, which is fantastic. And you see your app name here listed. It's the only one that makes it easy to find. So click on it. Yep. So everyone's in. Let me give everyone a sec to catch up. So if you guys need to deploy, which is actually installing, think of it as installing the updates. Okay. When you can, I need advice on how to have 2 Herokus. You need 2 Heroku accounts.
Yeah, I've
But
got 2 of them.
Why you have 2 Heroku accounts?
I don't know why.
Okay, we can look at that.
One says Europe and one says US.
Oh, well, that's fun. Okay, yeah, well, let's take a look at yours here in a minute then, after we finish this. All right, so now she's clicked on her app name, and then now you see your tab options kind of across the top there, and you're gonna go to deploy. You've been listening. I use the word deploy, and you're like, why would I care about deploy? Oh, there's a deploy button. Good. So you just go down. Okay, you do not have, looks like you don't have GitHub connected for some reason. So go ahead and click on that one. Yep, click GitHub Connect, and it should pop down. There it is. And then in the repo name, just type CGM. That should be enough. And then click search. CGM. Yeah, there you go. We should all know that acronym, right? There we go. And say connect. See how you have the option to connect there on the right?
Got it.
So if anybody didn't have their GitHub connected, like it doesn't have a green connected like Kristin's does now, then you need to do that step there. I can explain that in a little bit, Gail. We have some videos. Katie's done one too, but I can do my best to try to draw up some pictures here for you. Okay, so now you've connected Heroku to your GitHub. So now it knows where to grab the installer, for lack of a better term. So you go all the way down to the bottom to the manual deploy, and master is already picked. That's fantastic. So now you'll click deploy branch. And then we patiently wait while it does this thing. So don't leave this page, don't refresh this page, just like let it finish. Okay. If you go up a little bit though, you can kind of see this automatic deploy. I'll talk about this while it's installing. If you guys want to enable automatic deploys, you're welcome to do that. You can click that enable button there. Don't do it right now, but you could. And then what would happen is every time you updated your code in GitHub, the first part of what we just did, after a few minutes, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, usually it's less, the system would check and see, oh, your code's updated in GitHub. I'm going to go ahead and deploy it for you. Not that big a deal because you're probably not updating GitHub that often. So it's not a big deal, but so you can just manually deploy, but you might forget. What do we do in Heroku? Okay, so we're in Heroku right here. So if you go up to the top, you don't have to click anywhere, Kristin, but you can scroll up since you have it up. So once you're in Heroku, you're going to go to your app name, and then you're going to click on the deploy tab that she has up there. Don't click on it though. Yeah. And then you're going to go down to the bottom and deploy.
Connected.
Yeah, and make sure your GitHub's connected, or else you're not going to be able to deploy, because that's not going to be fun for anyone. Run failed for master. Oh, how exciting. I'm sorry, Brenda.
That's okay.
Are you on your US or European version?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Isn't that from before I went into Heroku?
Is that in GitHub? Oh,
yeah,
yes, that's the GitHub warning. Okay. Okay, so your option is either like ignore it and try to deploy anyways, or you do the method we showed at the beginning, Katie's kind of quick and dirty method, where you go into GitHub, and I can show you how to do that real quick. Let me Kristin, let me know when everything's happy.
Okay.
You're successful. Let me share my screen. Ba-dum. Okay. So the other option, this is why when you get like a build fail sort of deal, that's one reason why Katie's like, just delete the whole thing and start over again. So this is when you go into your repositories. I keep getting the Zoom windows in my way. Your repositories, which you're probably already there, but you can go to your repositories, CGM remote monitor, and you'll just go up to the settings section here, little gear icon.
Yep.
And then at the bottom, once it loads, goodness gracious, down to the bottom, you have danger zone. And
I
it says
found it.
delete
Yep.
this repository. So click delete, and then you can either type it or you can cheat, kind of like Katie did too, and just copy and paste this thing here and delete it.
Oops.
Let me know when you've done that.
I understand the consequences.
Yes, yeah, consequences of your actions. That's fine, yes. You're just grabbing someone else's code anyways. There's really no consequences.
Kenny, there's a question that says, what is it that we do in Heroku?
Heroku is deploy. So let me get Brenda set here. So Brenda, is it deleting?
Yeah, I did that.
Okay, so now you're gonna go to, I put it in the chat once, but you're gonna go to github.com. You can just search for Nightscout, I guess, it'll probably be fine. But let me put it in the chat. I'll put a fresh link in there so you can find it. Now I can't find my chat window.
Kenny, my
Sorry.
app was successfully deployed. This is Kristin.
Congratulations, Kristin. So go ahead and click the bottom button there and say and view your Nightscout site, and then go to the menu and see if your version is updated. Why can't I find the chat window?
Yes, sir. I'm at 14.0.4.
Congratulations. I don't know why I can't find it. I'm sorry. So it's github.com/nightscout/CGM remote monitor. Sorry, it's in the chat and I can't find my chat window.
github.com/.
Get Nightscout. You could just do that. Oh, you don't have to type too much. github.com/nightscout. I'll go with you here.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you have CGM remote monitor right here in the, usually the top one.
Click on that. Yeah.
And then the top right, you'll see an option. Man, my internet is killing me. I hope my video is not bad. You'll click the fork icon here, top right.
Yeah.
Okay, so once it creates a fork, it's just basically copying the code over to your version of it. So your little library has a copy of this. And then we'll answer someone's question here and we'll jump back over to Heroku real quick. Brenda, would you like to share your screen?
Sure.
Or does that sound scary?
No, doesn't
Okay.
sound scary.
Then go right ahead.
You cannot share screen while the other participate.
Okay. At least it's nice they don't let you interrupt each other, I guess.
Try it again.
Yep.
Oh.
And if you're on a Mac, are you on a Mac?
Yeah.
Okay. So it'll probably ask you to, if you haven't done it before. Are you able to share or do you have to go to the security and privacy thing?
Open system preferences.
Yeah, system preferences. Yep. Go and open up system preferences. And then there's should be a box next to zoom.us.
Yeah.
Okay. If you can check that box, great. If you can't, you'll have to unlock it in the bottom left of the screen.
No, I clicked it.
Okay, good. Now you can go back and share again. And don't believe it if it tells you you have to just say later if it asks you to do something. Fantastic. Okay, cool.
Many things open.
Wonderful. Oh, that's okay. All right. So now that your copy of GitHub's open, we'll catch up with you, Laura here. So go to on the top left, you're in Heroku, right? Go and go to your Heroku tab.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, Brenda, we have your Heroku tab. Good. Yep. Okay, so click on the site you want to update. Yeah, the app.
Click on what? This one?
Yeah, is that your Nightscout site there? Yep.
Oh, sorry, click on the Nightscout.
No, sorry, you're right. The app name, that's what I meant. Sorry. You had 2 there. I didn't know why you had 2 there.
I clicked on Brenda Moore, which is
Which
I
is your
think
Nightscout site.
that's the right one. That's my Nightscout name.
Okay,
So that
cool.
should be right, shouldn't it?
Perfect. All right, so now go to deploy, which is that like kind of top ribbon there. Overview, resources, deploy. Good. All right, so on the deploy tab, you guys need to make sure Laura, right, is the one that's also going along with us here. So check the deployment method there, kind of in the middle. It says Heroku Git, GitHub, and container. You need to make sure that GitHub's connected. You can see here on Brenda that yours is not. So go ahead and click on GitHub, connect to GitHub. The little cat or whatever it is. I don't know what it is.
And then this.
I guess so. That's interesting. Not the way we saw it before, but go ahead.
And then connect.
Yeah. Maybe you're not logged into GitHub or something.
That Whammo WA was the other account I had.
Okay. Either way, as long as it goes the
Should
right
I say
place.
authorized?
Oh yeah, if it's asking for something, yes. There we go. Okay, good. So now in your repo name there, in that empty box, you're going to type CGM. And then hit the search button and should find your. So Laura, if you're already connected to GitHub, you have that green checkbox, then you're good to go. But then say connect. Yep, right there. Perfect.
You're multitasking.
Just thinking about where Laura's at right now. We can always flip over to her in a second. Okay, so then now you go down to the bottom, and then you have see master and deploy branch. So go ahead and deploy. So Brenda, you got an error when GitHub was trying to merge all the changes into your copy. And what it tries to do, it tries to pre-build the app for you so that you don't find out later that it doesn't work. And so it just failed. It probably would have been okay, but it's safer to just start clean because maybe your version was too old and something didn't combine right. So there's that.
So now should I be able to go in?
Not yet. So you go down to the bottom there and you're gonna wait for it to finish. You'll see that it'll say you were successful and you can deploy, but you also see inside that text box there, it'll tell you when it was successful. But you'll get a button up here at the very bottom that says you can go view your app as soon as it's finished. Okay. So you'll be good there.
Do you want me to stop sharing or just finish?
You can keep, we'll just go for a second. Let me see if I can answer Gail's question. I don't know if I have pictures though, like handy. Do I dare use the little whiteboard thing? I don't know.
I think it's turned on, isn't it?
I'll try. Let's see. I've never used it, so.
It was turned on the other night, so it must be on.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's see if I can do this on the fly. Gail's gonna stretch me a little bit. So typically you have a couple of different, I don't know if I can do this. I need let's see if I can draw a cylinder. This is when you get kind of geeky. So we use the cylinder shape to designate what's called a database. So you have a database, which is your information. This is the database. Wow, this is really hard with my mouse. I can do text though, huh? Let's try that. Database. Good. This is information. So information. So this is where your data is stored. This is where your CGM values are, all your entries, your carb entries, your insulin entries. Those are all what the kind of like records. Those of you that have used like Excel spreadsheets, you often have like rows of information. That's kind of like a record essentially. So you have a database that exists. That's where all the information lives, but the actual application, we'll call this the app. This is Nightscout, as you know it. This is really actually when you get real geeky, it's the web server. So it's the server is the computer that's running the site, and and so it has, I don't know, usually it would be another server, but can I draw? I don't know if I can draw. I'll just make a square for it. Why not? There we go. So there, this is the web server. It's the part you see, right? This is what you see. And the web server, actually I need two arrows. The web server, you load the site. This is like, you know, mysite.heroku.com, right? So you go here and you load it, and then when the website loads, it goes, hey, I need information to share with you. I need to show you all those dots on the screen. So it goes and fetches that information from the database and pulls it in, and then the app knows what to do with it, how to draw everything, how to make it look pretty. So so that's usually like the basic elements of a normal web application. It's like software in the cloud, right? Call it the cloud. So what this is, let me see if I can change my color. How do I change the color? Okay, so the database that we were using to begin with was a technology called MongoDB, but we called it MLab. MLab was another name for it. So MLab was sort of the technology and like the name of the database that we were using before. And then now we're moving to, this is actually more of a service, not necessarily, but it's MongoDB is actually the database. So we're having to move, we're moving the information from one to the other. You got to migrate. So we're changing the backend, the database that Nightscout's using, and then reconnecting. This shouldn't be two arrows. Sorry, these arrows are a little wacky here. So what we're actually doing is we're moving from MLab, we're moving the database over to this new database, and then reconnecting your Nightscout server to say, hey, where do I get my information? Where's all the CGM readings and nonsense like that? Where do I get that? And we're reestablishing that over there, and we're getting rid of this one. This one goes away. So you're just moving it. You're moving the data from one database to another. And then you're telling Nightscout, hey, go look here in the new place for that information. And then what we're going to do later on is we'll get rid of this. Either you'll delete it or it's going to be deleted for you. We'll get rid of the MLab one, and you only have Atlas and Nightscout. Now, the annoying part is that Heroku had a nice, what they call a plugin. It was easy for the Nightscout deployment, when you installed Nightscout the first time, to hook into Heroku and say, hey, I need a database. And it said, sure, I got that covered for you. I'll set it all up. No big deal. We didn't have to do anything about it. You guys didn't even know it existed because it just kind of happened. Heroku has not, I don't know if they're not going to create it, but the folks that own MongoDB have not worked with Heroku to create a new plugin for Heroku to have. So it's not as seamless. So if you were to create a new Nightscout site, you'd have to go through some of the same steps you're going to do for the migration. You have to create an account over on the Atlas side of things and say, hey, I have an account over here. I'm going to create my database. And then you got to manually connect the two together. It's not a single click and it magically happens for you. Hopefully in the future that will change. There'll be a nice plugin into Heroku, but I don't think that's going to be the case because the Atlas folks want you to create an account. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. So that's not I can do a better job of explaining it at some point with the right pictures, but I hope that kind of makes sense. As Nightscout is the web application, the like software, but it doesn't have any information. All it can show you is maybe the time and a gray screen. And then it has to connect to its information, all the CGM readings and stuff, and that's the database. And what we're having to do is MLab is one database and Atlas/MongoDB is the other. And we're moving our information from MLab over to Atlas, disconnecting between the database, the MLab and Nightscout, and reconnecting to Atlas. We're just moving the information over. This kind of stuff happens probably if you have a decent sized workplace, you probably have IT teams that do this when you do upgrades or move to different systems. If you switch out, one system for another system, I'm sure all of you love just as much as everybody else that has to switch those things when your day-to-day work requires it. But when you move things over from one system to another, you're often moving the data from one database to the other. There's the chat.
We have
Yeah.
2 successes. We got Brenda and Laura successful.
All right. Yay, Laura. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good, because I didn't.
So
You didn't have to share your
I'll
screen.
stop sharing, okay?
I already stopped you sharing.
Oh, did you? Okay, cool.
You're welcome to try and stop, I guess, if you want to.
Why don't we jump to Gail, who can't
Gail,
find-
yeah, Gail, share your screen. Let me stop sharing. You need to see my crazy mouse scratch.
So I'm so totally confused. Every time a new name comes up, I'm okay. What is that linked to? Like,
Yeah.
we've been talking about Atlas, but then all of a sudden we're talking about Mongo, but that's where I get so confused.
Yeah. So the
Oh,
Atlas
we're-
is the is like the service. It's the kind of like Heroku. It's the they're hosting all the databases. So Atlas is their fancy name for here's all your online, your cloud-based databases, which is great. And we're calling it an Atlas migration, but in reality, the database itself is more, it's MongoDB is the technology. So there's other database types. If you ever heard of SQL or SQL, that's one type of database. Microsoft Access is a type of database that really uses SQL. So there's different kinds of databases, and MongoDB is the name of the technology that they're using. It's actually like what's called NoSQL, but so that's why you hear lots of the names. And when you watch the video that explains how to do the Atlas migration, they'll use the term MongoDB, and what they're really talking about is your actual database. But the Atlas and MongoDB for general purposes can be used interchangeably. I would just call them the same thing. And MLab is the old database. So MLab is the old one. Atlas / MongoDB is the new one. And we're just moving from here to here and then reconnecting the Nightscout, like pretty side, this part you see, to the information.
Gail,
So
you will
that's-
never have to be talking about this again.
No, hopefully
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. I mean, you'll have an Atlas account now, another thing to log into.
Yeah.
But that's it. So why do we keep using both names? Are we using both? I mean, kind of, yeah. The service is Atlas.
Yeah.
Program is Atlas. MongoDB is the database. If you really get into the weeds, when you're into the migration, it tells you to use the M0, which is their free tier. So they have the free version of MongoDB hosted on their Atlas platform, and then you have like the not so free ones. And we're trying to just use free stuff for the time being. Gail, do you want to look at your settings to figure out why you can't see the loop forecasts, or do you need help updating?
Yeah, please.
Do I need to make, she can share, right?
Yep, I've enabled sharing for everyone.
Okay,
I'll pull up loop docs here. Oh yeah, you don't see the loop stuff. While we're at it, go ahead and click the menu button and let's go down to the bottom and see what plugins you have. Okay, you got most of them. Okay, cool. So you're in Heroku. I see one of your tabs open is Heroku.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and click on your Heroku tab. It's the purpley one on the right there.
Hold on, I can't see it at the moment.
Yeah, the zoom stuff might be in the way.
There we
Right
go.
there. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, weird. I don't know where you are right now. Click on personal. We'll just start out. Okay, then click on So Cal Girl CGM remote monitor. Perfect. This looks very different. Why does this look so different?
I don't know.
Gale loop. Oh, you like created. Interesting. Okay, click on Gale loop in the middle there. Just
There
the.
is an open app thing, right?
Yeah, I see
there.
that. It's she's got like a pipeline created. I don't think I ever created one of those. All right, so you have an extra click to get to your app. That's okay. We figured it out.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, you had an extra click. You have something extra, an extra layer of organization created to organize your apps as if you're going to create like 10 of them, which you're not. But
Okay.
okay, cool. So now we're into
Right.
here, and is your version up to date? Will you go to the
Yeah.
first tab you have open? I just want to make sure. I didn't actually check.
Oh,
Oh, this works. This works. You got it open. Stay here. So click on the menu again on the right and then go down to the bottom. And let's see if it's all up to date. 1406, fantastic. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can go back to the previous tab here, the purpley icon there. Yep, that one. Oh, you closed it.
Oh,
That's sad.
no.
That's
Darn.
okay.
Okay.
Just go to the web address there and type Heroku and you'll be fine. HER, I'll probably get there pretty quick. There it is. Dashboard. Yep, that's it. Yeah, you have some kind of pipeline created. That's funny. All right, so click on the So Cal, then the Gale loop in the middle. Yep. Okay, so now go to settings. You have overview resources. Yep, good in settings. And then go down a bit to reveal config vars. So as you guys might remember setting this up in Loop Docs. All right, so you're gonna go all the way down, scroll down past, keep going, there you go. Okay, so enable, let's make sure, which one do we need to have enabled here? Usually what I would do is you copy and paste the list in Loop Docs, but let's just take a look here. You have Care Portal, go ahead and click the pencil so we can see the full list. So this is what you turn on in the system, what you would turn on. So we have, do we have bridge is in there somewhere? Yes. Loop is not in there. There you go.
Type loop.
Type space, loop, all lowercase. And then let's see, pump. Go ahead and hit space pump. And you have IOB, COB, cage, sage, insulin age, you have IAge in there also. And override, space override. Okay, the other ones you have enabled there, which is fine, is BWP, which is the bolus wizard, which you don't really use when you have loop, but if you were manually wanted some help calculating your insulin doses, if you're back on MDI, that's useful. Azure push is probably old, but we'll leave it, and Alexa gives you Alexa integration, which is fun. Okay, go ahead and click save.
Where's my save button?
Save changes is at the bottom of that little section there, unless your Zoom windows
Right.
are in the way.
All your fun pictures are there.
Yeah, so grab the black bar at the top of all that list of pictures there, and you can move it around. All of our Zoom pictures, you can move it. There you go. Okay, go down to enable, or not enable, show plugins.
Show plugins.
Show plugins. You don't have a show plugins. All right, that's interesting. All right, go back down to the bottom and we'll add it. That's okay. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna type in all caps show _ plugins. So just so you guys know, this section here is show plugins in the key field. Sorry,
oh, okay.
I'm like forgetting the details.
What
So show all caps show _ plugins. Yep, perfect. And then tab over to value. Okay, so what this does is this tells what things you want turned on and visible when you first load the site without having to go into the menu and turn everything on. This is kind of like pre-checking all of those things. So I recommend you do loop. Sorry, all lowercase. My apologies. Space, pump, space, COB, which is carbs on board, and then IOB, which is insulin on board. Do you use the do you track your Dexcom age in there, your CGM age in there at all?
I could put it in there. I
Sure,
don't.
Sage, so SAGE. And then do you track your cannula age? Do you track your pump site changes in Nightscout?
Put it in there, but
okay, you can add it if you want.
Yeah.
The cage, CAGE. Like all these are enabled, but you're turning them on right now. And then Care Portal, space Care Portal, one word.
One word.
Yep. And then space Basal. Cool. And let me see what I have in mind, because I bet I have some fun ones in there too. I'll share. I could probably just share my screen too. Show plugins: loop, pump, IOB, COB, cage, sage. Oh yeah, override, one word. That's an important one. People always forget it. Okay, and then I'll click add. Perfect. Good. So that'll default what shows up. So it won't affect you right away in your browser, but if you were to open it up on a new device, you'd never open up your Nightscout site in. It'll turn all those things on for the next person. This is really helpful for especially caregivers. If you know you're going to be giving your kid's site to a bunch of different people, you can kind of configure the defaults the way that makes the most sense for them. And then you can tweak it the way you want to tweak it from there. That's what I tell people to do. So, okay, that's good. And then you need a show forecast. So you're going to add another key, all uppercase, show underscore. It's an underscore between show forecast. Encoding a lot of variables are not, spaces aren't handled well. And so tab over, turn off your caps lock, and type the word loop. Cool, and click add. Very cool. And then how do you like to see your basil? Do you like to see it with the lines going up when it goes higher, or do you like them hanging down like icicles? Do you use
When they go up? When
they go up? Okay. So where'd it go? Okay, so one more key you can add, so that way you don't have to remember to turn this on next time, is all uppercase, basil underscore render. Good, and then tab over in all lowercase, you're going to type default, and then click add. Wonder if that guy, oh yeah, it did, look at that. That was one of my changes to loop docs Katie published. Cool, that basil render one's on there. All right, so that's that one. There's a bunch of others I can show you guys if you want, but about like alarms and all that kind of stuff, but that should be good. So now if you go to your Nightscout site, up at the top is your third from the end there, or the first one, that works too. Hit refresh. Let's see if I'm not sure if the forecast thing's gonna start right away, but let's find out. Okay, it didn't. So click the three dots next to the 24.
Nope,
You don't
still
have it.
okay.
So hold down the shift key on your keyboard and click the refresh button. Let's see if that does it. It's not very promising, is it?
No.
Loop, okay. Oop, I'm moving my Nightscout stuff all over. Go and well, let's see. Go back to your Heroku. Usually it takes right away, but sometimes it gets a little gummed up. Okay. Go ahead and refresh the screen too. Let's make sure it all saved. I don't know why it wouldn't, but and pop all the way down to the bottom. Oh, sorry. Go open and click reveal config bars.
Where do I go? Oh,
Yep, and then go down to the. Keep going. Yep, I see all those show plugins, all that stuff. Good. And show forecast loop. Okay. I'm trying to think what else. There might be some other things that need to be added. Let's take a look here. Because it looks like you're missing quite a few things.
well, I haven't done anything. I haven't. My Nightscout was 10 point something when I updated yesterday.
Okay, so go up to the D's. You don't have, yeah, you're missing a bunch of stuff. Okay. So go down to the bottom. So for those of you following along at home, if you care, it's right here. It's the page I'm on. So you're going to add all uppercase device status underscore advanced.
Wait, device underscore status?
So device status, all one word.
Oh,
Underscore advanced. And then add the word in lowercase true in the value. And I click add. That's a good start. That's probably the one you needed. There's others that are on here that you probably should do, but
Kenny, I have one that says disable and there's no value.
just a plugin that's called disabled.
Yeah, does that make any sense?
Do I have a disable?
I have a disable on here.
I do. I have one too. Over time, as they add new ones, they kind of creep in. I have that one, but I'm not using it. All right, go ahead and refresh your Nightscout page and let's see what happens. Anybody else stuck on the Nightscout updates? You guys just holler in the chat if you want to share your screen, or you want me to help you make sure you get your Nightscout updated. That's the main goal here. Hold down Shift and hit the refresh button again. One more time. Nope, no love. Okay. Well, let's just make sure. Anybody else need help with Nightscout stuff? Okay. Gail, we'll finish yours here in a sec. Let me just share with people before they bail. A couple of us are hanging in there. All right, so for the Atlas migration, that's next, guys. So you've done your Nightscouts updated. Congratulations, you're ready for the Nightscout update, or the Atlas migration. Best to update your loop if you can. That's always good to do. And then the video, there's a video out there for you guys to follow. It's been posted a little bit. Let me find it here. Actually, I have a little document I can share too. I think the video that we actually are using is someone that, I don't know, works at the MongoDB folks or whatever, because seems like she's the one doing it, but it's on their official documentation. Let me post it in the, that's not what I wanted. Copy, paste. All right, so the video is actually on here. There's a link directly to the video that people have posted, but that's the link to the video, the migration video, that I think everyone that's followed it has had really good success. When they tried to follow the written directions, kind of hit and miss. I would watch it through once and then just do it step by step, go back through and just kind of follow it step by step. It's like a 15-minute video, and it, I did the migration in about 30 minutes for me. We have in So Cal Loopers, I can't remember where, we'll have to find it again. It's in there. We posted, Carol has a really nice document that's kind of a short clip of like things to watch out for. And the main thing that'll get you in this migration, you just follow everything step by step, but the main thing that'll get you is near the end, you have to copy and paste. You have to copy and paste like a username and password inside this long string. It's this long list of words, and you got to grab part of it and paste it into another spot. So just watch carefully. It's they highlight it in the video on a little screenshot, and here's your name, a colon, and a password, and you're gonna grab that. It's before the @ sign. So just pay attention when they all of a sudden they flip to this like slide of highlighting different sections of the thing you're copying and pasting. Pay attention to that. If you can copy and paste a new line of text that they tell you to do, and you follow it, the rest of it's a cake. You just gotta wait. It just takes a few minutes to do the rest of the stuff. So it shouldn't be that intimidating. It's not a huge deal. I will show you guys that there's has anyone here happened to have more than one Nightscout site, like more than one looper? Anybody either say yes or put in the chat?
There was a question from Brenda Moore about, she has 2 Heroku sites.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's still on here.
That's fun. Brenda, we figure out the one that's working, so I don't know. You can delete the other one, your app if you want. Okay, so if anyone has more than one looper, you can come find me. I posted a link to a document I created of instructions on how to create, basically allow you to do the migration Atlas to Atlas while having one Atlas account and then multiple databases underneath that one account. You don't have to create multiple accounts because that's just crazy. So if you need to do that, you can see my post in CGM in the cloud, or you can send me a message. That's fine. But it works, so that's good. I have 2 sites under one account, so that's good.
If you have a question for Kenny, this is it.
We'll come back to Gail, but
yeah. Before we do migration next time, do they need to do anything with updating iOS or Xcode?
It would be good for you guys to do that. Start working on that now. It can take a while to wait and have your computer do that, but you can update macOS. Just follow the update loop instructions in loop docs. There's a couple different, let me point out something in loop docs. Did I close loop docs already? I must have. Because Katie published a new like subsection inside of the updating loop. The reason is you guys really want to make sure you know how to do this, because you should update your app, because a lot of people are having their app expire. and that's not fun. So in Loop Docs, under Build App at the very near the bottom, there's updating and rebuilding your loop. She renamed this one a little bit, so that's a bonus too. Bonus Easter egg, if you guys didn't know, that was renamed. You're going to update macOS, then Xcode, then iOS, and your watch if you have one. But then the new section here is right here, step 4A, deleting old provisioning profiles. For some reason, the piece that flags your app for like how long you're allowed to keep it running on your phone, every time you did a new build, it would update it and it would like push the date out 12 more months. So your app would always last 12 months from the last time you built it. So even if your developer account expired, let's say in December, and you built it today in October, then it would last another 12 months till the end of the next October. That's called a provisioning profile. And that provisioning profile is not what used to be like deleted and recreated every time you did a build. And for some reason, since like Xcode 11, which is all the one we were using not too long ago, that hasn't been happening. So there's a chance that sometime in the last 6 months to a year, you've been building, and see, even if you built a couple times, you may not have the latest date. It may not have been pushing that 12-month date out. So you might be on the verge of expiring if it's been 12 months since you've like first built Loop the very first time or whatever. All kinds of reasons why it can be, but you'll want to go through the update process here. One, so you can check your provisioning profile and make sure you're not going to just have Loop crash on you randomly, which would be terrible, and then you have to go back and rebuild in a panic. And two, there's just some nice changes that have happened in the last few months that you're going to want. So like little things you might not notice that are helpful. So make sure you do your macOS updates and then Xcode. I wish Mandy was on. She was messaging me earlier. I wonder if I can do this. Since most of you guys are on Macs, I'll give you a free little bonus. Wonder if I can get my Mac up. Actually,
I just put up Carol's little thing on Mongo.
Perfect.
But can you see it, or is it just
in the chat?
In the chat. If not, I'll repost it. Yeah.
No, I got it. Chat.
It's showing up as a Photoshop thing with
a picture. I can click download and I'll save it. Oh, but now I gotta find it. Hold on. Snag it. Somebody's pod's expiring or ready to be paired.
Everybody's gonna look at their phones.
We all know what that's like, huh? All right, let me open file. There we go.
So I asked it in chat, but no one answered. How do we access chat after the meeting ends so we can go to these links? Is there a way to do that?
I can send it out to you.
Okay.
If Joanne wants to share, she can.
I think if you go on the little 3 buttons, it says save chat. See if you can do that.
Yeah, you can save it too. Yeah.
Yeah, save your own. Yeah. This is if you size it down. This is kind of the key when you get through the migration. Carol Vachon put this together, and you will use this.
Yeah, this is the piece you need right here. So you're going to be given 2 strings to copy and paste. You got your old one, your MongoDB one. This is the one from the MLab. See MLab on it. This is your current one. So it's in one of those config vars, the things you're messing with on Gail's screen. One of those is called Mongo. It has a MongoDB and this whole like long line like this. And after the 2 slashes and before the colon is your username. And after the colon and before the @ sign is your password. And so they're going to give you in the migration, they're going to give you this top line here. And you're just going to copy and paste it into like Notepad or if you're on a Mac, what's it called? TextEdit. You open up TextEdit and plop it in there. And then you're going to actually plop both of these in there. And then you're going to copy this whole piece here and replace this yellow and green section with this yellow and green section. You're going to copy the bottom one and like paste over the top of the top one there. So for me, I
put it in a Word document, and I looked
a Word document, TextEdit, whatever you can use to type in, you're going to copy and paste it in there.
If you do run into a problem, there's a real common error that you'll not see, and it will get you, and you'll find out you can't go further. Where it gets down to the password, very often it leaves a space. Priscilla was the first one to find that.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
will
no spaces. Don't want that.
yeah, and it puts a space in. So if it doesn't go through, go look at that one little spot. We'll remind you next week. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Who still needs to update their Xcode? Who's on 11 right now?
I think, well, Melva does it on hers. I
Actually,
don't have-
Joanne, you build a lot. This will be good. Will you share your screen, Joanne? Are you on your Mac? I should ask that. Hold on.
No, I am not.
You're not. Then never mind. I need someone who's on their Mac who wants to share their screen. I can help them clear space.
Let me see if I can get Melva.
Brenda. Go ahead, Brenda. Go ahead and share your screen. What I'm going to do, I'm going to show you guys a quick trick to get back a lot of space. A lot of the issues people have when they try to update Xcode is you run out of space. It says, oh, you don't have enough space on your computer to update Xcode. All right, so open up a Finder window for me, if you would. Oh, but it might not share. You may have to share that Finder window. And go ahead and hit stop share and reshare the Finder window. You'll have another thing to pick from.
Got too many windows.
It's okay. It's okay. I need someone to bolus. My daughter, hopefully Loop's doing it. It might be.
How do I?
When you click share, do you have another option to do the Finder window? There, I'm gonna have to open up my Mac. My Mac. It's my Dell computer that runs my Mac.
No, I can't seem to find the Finder window.
Oh, okay.
I can try if you want.
Sure. Go ahead, Priscilla. I just need you to open up a Finder window. Little blue face in the bottom corner.
Yeah, no, I've got that, but I just can't open it.
You can't find. Yeah, the sharing is a little funky. I don't know. It's not letting me share my whole screen either. Priscilla. Okay, cool. All right, so Priscilla already has. She's already cheated. She's got the little house on the side. You see your little house on the left there, Priscilla? And click on it. Yep, that one. That's your home. That's your user profile, and she has it because she builds with Workspace. Fancy pants. So here's the deal. If you can't see it because Priscilla's only sharing this one window, but at the very top on the Mac, you have that white bar across the top where you have your Apple icon and file and all the rest of that. There's a Go menu. And if you click on Go and you go down, you'll see an option for Home. And this is where it will take you. It'll take you to your little house. So if you go Finder window, Go at the very top, and go down and say Home, or Command Shift. Command, you guys know the Command is the Apple button with a little squirrely symbol on your keyboard there. They're on the same button. So that's the Command button. So I say Command, that's what I mean. So Command Shift H will take you to here also. All right. So here in Priscilla's home, Priscilla, you're going to press Command Shift and the period button. Go boop and push it on your keyboard. You can hold down the Command Shift period. It's fine. You don't have to like tap it real fast, but I know this is tricky. You got to find 3 keys. Command. There we go. Okay. Yeah, just tap it once.
Oh.
Try it again. There you go. Okay. So now it's showing hidden files, things you couldn't see otherwise. So if you scroll down to the bottom of your list there, you should see a one for library. There, see the invisible library there? It's like trying to hide from you, the library folder.
Yes.
So you're going to open the library folder. And then under developer, so you're going to go under the D's. Yep. And then Xcode. Wow, I'm surprised I typed this out and apparently I'm getting it right. Okay, so there are a couple different folders here that are of interest to you. The derived data folder is really just all the like remnants of all your builds. So you can clear that for fun. That's not gonna get you back a lot of space, but what will get you back a lot of space is the iOS device support folder. Go ahead and click on that. Perfect. Okay, so you'll see here, those correspond to iOS versions, iOS 13.3, 13.3.1, 13.4.1, 0.5, 0.5, lots of versions, right? So every time your phone that you plug into your computer with Xcode open, it'll go say, oh, hey, you have iOS whatever, and it'll go download all these support files, these files it needs to build with. These are rather large. If you were to, Priscilla, are you able to select all of those subfolders in there? Or even just one, right click on one of them is fine. Oh, that's okay. Go back, go down to one more, that one, yeah, there you go. Good, good, and stop right there, good. And now hit Command I. Although it's calculating the size for me already, I guess I didn't realize that. Okay. Oh, I won't be able to see it, I'm sorry. Because of the way Zoom works, never mind. Oh, will you see those little windows pop up, Priscilla? Did you see those? Okay.
Yep.
What are the size of some of those? Oh, there it goes. 20 gigs total. That's 20 gigabytes of space. So you can close all those little windows, Priscilla, that the rest of us can't see.
Okay.
You guys can see there that what you can see in Zoom here is that the sum total of all those folders she's selected for iOS 13, all the time she's built, is 20 gigabytes. That's a lot of space. Xcode needs like 30 to install, and so that's a lot. So Priscilla, if you would hit Command Backspace, delete those suckers.
I'm looking for the backspace.
The big one above Enter. Or you can right click, whatever you prefer.
Not delete?
Yeah, delete, sorry. You have delete, sorry, Command delete. Good, okay, you have to empty your recycle bin in a bit, but there, that's 20 gigs there. So now if you go slide over to the left a little bit more, we're gonna go back to along the bottom. See the bar along the bottom you have there?
Mhm.
Yeah, grab it and slide over a bit. Yep, so go to the Watch OS device support folder. Yep, so same thing. And these are a little bit smaller. These can be 1 to 3 gigs a piece. So you can get rid of everything up to 7 if you'd like. You can get rid of all of it if you want, but yep, keep going, click, click, click. Very interesting. It looks like it's a Watch Series 3 one. Okay, just calculating the size. Let's just wait and drum roll. See how big it is. 5.5 gigs. So you can delete this whole folder, like everything in the folder, or all but the last one is up to you. There you go. So now if you empty your recycle bin, you'll have cleared up, what was it, 25, 26 gigabytes. That's almost enough to install Xcode right there. So this is, and these add up, and if you uninstall Xcode, these don't go away. So if you guys say, oh, I don't want to use Xcode on this machine anymore because it keeps using up all my space, that 25 gigs would have stayed there no matter what. So that's unfortunate, but that's the way it goes.
That's really cool, Kenny. That is really cool. Thank you.
It took me, I think I probably spent like 15, 20 hours of my own time trying to figure out why I keep having to delete entire virtual machines and rebuild the whole machine because I couldn't figure out how to get the space back. So there we go. So clearing out the WatchOS, I probably should write or have someone else do it that knows what they're doing. Write a quick terminal command to delete the contents of these folders. The way you guys can copy and paste them. It's probably what I should do, honestly. But that's how you can get rid of that because you have to get into this hidden folder and stuff. So if you can delete the contents of the iOS device support and watchOS device support, and you can delete all of them, you can clean them out. If you're trying to upgrade Xcode, you might need all the space you can get. You don't need to leave the latest one in there. I would just delete them all. In this case, Priscilla's already updated, so it's not a big deal. But you can delete them all. I would delete everything inside those folders and then delete Xcode if you still don't have enough space. Just delete the app and then go back in the App Store and download Xcode again. The combined, if you both delete Xcode and clear that stuff out, you'll have enough space, like almost every time. Now, for those of us like Priscilla and those of us who kind of stay up with like the dev branches and are building more often, it gets more pronounced. Like Priscilla had a bunch of different versions in there because every time you update iOS, which happens every couple months or sometimes more, and then you build every couple months, they kind of add up. If you guys are doing a build once a year, it's not going to free up a ton of space, but it'll help if you're just like on the edge of having enough space to update Xcode. So I'll post it again. I posted it in loops before. I can post those instructions pretty succinctly in So Cal Loopers for you if you'd like. But it's
let's look at Brenda's 2 questions. Did you say we should update loop code before we migrate?
I don't know if it's required. Did they make any changes for Atlas? I
No.
don't think so. No, you don't have to do it before. It's just kind of the season of updating. So the Atlas migration video will tell you to update to the latest version of Loop. It's recommended. That way you're not super old on it. So it wouldn't hurt to update it, and it would be a good idea if you're going to do that to go and do the update, because now you've got Nightscout updated. Then if you like updated Loop tomorrow or the next day, you'll have a day or two to make sure Nightscout's working okay. Then Loop's working okay. After you update that, then you can take a couple more days, and by the weekend or end of the weekend, Sunday, you could do your migration. And then you can't, then you don't, because if you do it all at once, it's hard to know what to blame. Did we mess up on the Loop build or the Nightscout build, or was it the migration? So if you can put like a day or two between each of those steps, that's more ideal. Do we have a time scheduled for the Atlas migration for like this, like support group over here for Atlas? Should I call it an AA meeting for Atlas migration or something?
Yeah, I think what you've just done tonight is amazing. It's basically one-on-one with a small group.
Yeah, whoever needs it.
Yeah, and a lot of people are very panicky about Atlas migration. It isn't that terrible, but there's been a lot of scary talk.
Yeah, so here's the thing with the Atlas migration. For the most part, if you follow the instructions in the video, the worst part is you might get stuck on the picture we showed. You don't copy and paste things right. Your data up to this point is still safe. It's still in MLab. Unless you actually go click delete in MLab, your data is still there. So you can always point back to it for a little while we figure it out. Or we can fix the one little thing that's probably missing in the Atlas migration. I mean, yes, something else could go wrong. I don't know what, because I followed the video and it worked really easy. I wouldn't be too scared of it, but you're not going to lose all your information. You might have Nightscout down for a little bit of time if you get stuck, but so I think, are we scheduling one for Atlas? We're just going to kind of do this and okay.
If you're up for it,
yeah, I think we'll just schedule an hour or maybe hour and a half, whatever, like we did tonight, and we'll get on and we'll play the video, and you guys can walk through each step either on your own or with everyone. And then if you guys get stuck along the way, I'll just hang out and we can troubleshoot and get it all done.
You make everything so simple, and I learned so much just from listening to you. When you're following a video and you're just like hanging on step by step and rewinding it to do the next step, it's like very tense. And going through this with you, I mean, I've just picked up a lot of stuff. It's great, Kenny.
Yeah, when you have I mean, a lot of people who are doing this aren't as familiar or comfortable even getting around their computer, super well. So that adds an extra layer of tension. So don't feel bad if like this stuff intimidates you, but good. I'm glad it was helpful. So we'll just do the same thing. I'll just hang out. Hopefully everyone can do their migration in an hour and a half, and I'll just be here if it breaks. And so I work in IT. If you guys probably didn't pick that up, I just had another one today. It happens a couple times a week, probably. Someone calls me and says, "Hey, can you fix whatever this is?" And I'm like, "No." So I just talk to them for a while, and they figure out their own problem, or it fixes itself. So I'll let that rub off on you guys. We'll do like an hour Atlas migration, and probably just me being here and available will prevent any issues from happening. That's kind of what happens in my life. Someone calls me and says, "Oh, never mind, it's fixed," because I talked to you. I was like, I didn't do anything, but you're trying to show me the problem, and now it goes away. So we'll just bring all that.
It's your karma, Kenny. It is your karma.
It kind of is. So I'll just bring it. We'll just start that way, and then you don't have to worry about it breaking, because it won't break, because I'll be sitting here on Zoom with you while you do your migration.
You give me the date, I'll post it. So
okay, sounds good.
You give me a date and time, and we'll put it out there.
Okay, and if the first one goes well, we need another one. We'll do that too. And for the small group of you who are left, I promise we'll do some videos on carbs. I have a slide deck.
That's coming. Don't worry, it's coming.
It'll be a few of them though. I can't teach you everything I know about carb management in an hour. It's not going to happen.
Well, can mind meld.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how to help people get to that next step. A lot of people I've helped with their settings, with their kids especially, they get down to a certain A1C and kind of average all the stats. They get to a certain spot and they can't quite get down or me and my daughter are hanging out. So you got to figure out what that magic step is, though. Still don't have loop forecast. Gail, you're killing me over here. Killing me. Okay, so here's what I'll do, Gail. Let me send you. Oh, I did send it to you. I'll message it to you on Facebook. I'll send you the page on Loop Docs that has all of them. There's a table of all the settings that should be in there. You're missing a fair number of them, so I would start by just making sure those are in there. I'll do the new site one, or let me look at the old one. I'll send you a link here in a bit. Let me figure out which one's the best page to send you.
Thank you.
And then you can just make sure that you got them all. So just, open up side by side and go through them, or bring one up on your phone and do the other one on your computer, whatever makes the most sense. Have we messaged before? If not, you'll be getting a message from someone, you don't know, and it ends up in a special spot on Facebook.
I think we have. I don't know.
Okay, you're also probably going to get a message from Jessica. She wasn't able to get in for some reason. So
Tyree?
No.
Yes. Oh, yes.
So
Jessica.
she seems a little overwhelmed with this as well. So
updating Nightscout. Yeah, I think Glenn did her update last, so that's why.
Well,
okay.
Back to him. Thank you. You did a great job. Y'all have a good evening.
Thank you so much.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Thank you.